everybody. It's me, it's Steve, it's him, it's Andy. This is the indieRift podcast, the internet's #1 indie gaming news, reviews, and previews podcast you ain't never done heard about ever in your life. What's up, Andy? How are you?
I'm doing great. And to make sure others don't hear about it, smash that like button to get us in the algorithm so we can be ignored by other people as well.
Yes. I want to I'm going to start the show with a little read for you, okay?
Are you doing a read?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I asked a certain chat-based AI a couple of questions today.
Oh boy.
The first question is, what is the indieRift podcast?
Okay.
To which it responded, the indieRift podcast is a show dedicated to indie gaming news, reviews, and previews. Hosted by Andy, Steve, and Matt, the podcast delves into the latest hidden gems in indie gaming and offers deep dives into the hosts' current indie game obsessions. You can listen to the indieRift podcast on various platforms, including Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. And then it actually gives links to our show. Then I asked it a follow-up question, Andy.
I'm afraid it's off to a really good start. This has to be a point of the story.
Yes. I asked this natural resource hog, does anyone listen to it?
Oh no, I'm afraid. This is so bad.
The answer. The indieRift podcast is a niche indie gaming show hosted by Andy, Steve, and Matt, focusing on indie game news, reviews, and previews. While exact listener numbers aren't publicly available, the podcast has a modest but engaged following. Their YouTube channel has approximately 2240 subscribers, with recent episodes garnering ranges of under 100 to over 400. On Spotify, the podcast holds a 5-star rating based on 12 reviews. The show has released over 60 episodes since its inception in 2021, which is not true. We have way more than that.
All right.
And is updated weekly. In summary, while the indieRift podcast may not have a large mainstream audience, it maintains a dedicated listener base within the indie gaming community.
Thank you for being a part of our dedicated listener base. Those who are listening right now.
Yes, that's you, folks. That's you.
That wasn't completely heart-wrenching.
No. I
mean,
mean,
like, say,
yeah.
What is this? Ask again later.
Yeah. It's like, not bloody likely. Anyway, yeah, if you want to support the show, please just tell your friends. Be like, hey, I listen to these two idiots talk about indie games, and they give me like really cool indie games to try out all the time, and it's a good time. Yeah. We did a super secret double probation contest on last week's show where we asked anyone to tell us to comment what their favorite game that we showed on the show was. And we did get a response.
We have a winner.
We have a response and a winner. And this was from Farmer Pete. Thank you, Farmer Pete.
I did see that comment. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to have to go with Monster Patch being my favorite game of the show, since I couldn't resist hitting that support button on their Kickstarter as soon as I saw that go live. So, Farmer Pete, we owe you something. We will get you something. I don't remember what we said we would give you.
What the something was. Maybe next time we'll see what the something is, and that maybe we'll get more responses.
Farmer Pete, I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, you pay attention to the show more than we do.
Yeah, so what did we promise you, Pete?
So whatever we did promise you, please let us know.
Let us know. We'll get to you right away.
Andreas Asimakis, we are heading full speed into PAX East 2025, where we are going to be drowning in indie games. The appointments are coming in. They're flowing like mad. But so are the updates to the website. What's going on indieRift, bro?
Have you checked it out lately? And you should go to your URL internet search button.
I will. I'm going to go there now. Hopefully it doesn't
type
play.
in indieRift.com.
Okay, there we go.
Into the Google machine.
It is in the Google machine. Okay.
And you might see a few things.
Yes, we got a couple of things here. We have Never Awake review by Jimmy. Good stuff. We also have What If You Made a Game and No One Played It by Andy Asimakis.
Yeah,
Brand
this is
new
in
article.
response to the game we touched upon last in your podcast, Under Shadows.
Indeed.
Just like going through that story and how it made me feel and all that stuff. And I did want to follow up on that story. I did talk to the dev over Reddit briefly.
Story follow up. It's a story follow up. All right, Andy, let's get our story follow up from our last episode.
Hold on. I'm just scrolling through the comments. Give me 1 minute.
Scroll away. I am also scrolling.
There we go.
Okay.
So I posted a link to our podcast saying, "Hey Chelsea, we saw your game, we covered it. Here's the link, check it out."
Yep.
And she replied back, "I just saw it by chance." So before I even mentioned it to her, she already seen the podcast.
Yeah, you got that Google search thing working. Google alerts.
I just saw it by chance. You've made me literally cry. I can't express my gratitude in words. You have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you so much for this. I honestly don't know what else to write right now. Words are failing me.
No problem.
That was nice. That made my day.
Hey, you're just gonna come on Dev Dive, and we're just gonna talk about it. That's all. And then you'll
Master. There's a language barrier situation as well.
Sure.
I think she doesn't feel comfortable speaking the English. I think it's not her primary language. But yeah, maybe we'll corral her one day.
Indeed, we will.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun little update.
Indeed. All right, it's time to. You know what, Andy? Let's slip into something a little comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get into our indie game adventures. Those cozy clothing, which you have gone in the Wayback Machine here, and have been playing a tiny little indie game that very few people have heard of. And I'm curious to know why. I feel like there's an obvious reason why, but I want to know the unobvious reasons.
Correct.
So I'm going to kick it over to you, Andy. You've been playing Hollow Knight again.
I have. I have. So the Night of Hollow has been all over the news lately.
It has.
With, the indie, with the Nintendo Direct popping up there. The release date rumors. It's also back in the news this week, so that's another reason. It is all over the feed lately. And this isn't like I want to replay it for replaying sake. This is I never finished Hollow Knight.
Okay.
Got through most of it. I want to say maybe 90% of Hollow Knight when it first came out. And I was, you can sense when the end game is near, when the game is sort of telling you, like televising and telegraphing, hey, it's coming.
Yeah.
Like there's a last boss encounter along the way. You can feel it in your bones. That it's saying directly, hey, point of no return from here. I sense that. So I did some cleanup. Finished some side quests. And there's a side quest that involves rescuing little grub worms that are all over the map. I think there's about 24 of them or 26. It's a lot. These little cute little guys. All over the map. And I had just wrapped up that quest.
Okay.
All right. Put it down for the night. Call it a day. The next day, the computer went kaputski. And I lost everything.
You lost it all.
I had no cloud save situation.
Oh no.
I was playing it on PC and it all just poofed, vanished. And when it was on PS Plus, I think maybe several years ago, got it, library, and I downloaded it. And it's always lived on my PlayStation since it's been on PS Plus. And I just saw it there one day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start it from scratch and finish it this time before the game launches.
Okay.
And I'm about like 6 hours deep. Felled a few bosses. And I love it as much now as I did all them years ago.
Indeed.
And it's funny because like I was first playing and I wondered, why did this game hit as hard as it did? But then the more I played and the memories came flooding back about the gameplay mechanics and the upgrades and the abilities and just the characters and the soundtrack and the whole lore of the world, the answer was easy. It's like this game is just kind of a next level experience. And I can't wait. And now I'll be going in fresh for the sequel. So I'm excited about that.
What is it about Hollow Knight that actually does or did make it, aside from just the visuals of and like the world building, like what from a mechanical standpoint makes it stand above other Metroidvanias? Like, because this came out in a time where it wasn't too saturated yet, but it was about to be very saturated. And this one kind of, you know, stands the test of time.
Yeah, I think it's all in the design. It's not a lazy Metroidvania. It's very intentional. The map is sort of in a way where you can explore different parts of it up until you find like, okay, there's a wall here that I can't quite get past.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have like multiple situations where there's like a barrier here, an ability that you need for over here, a thing down there, and you're always exploring to find out which is the right way to go. Then you encounter an NPC, there's a random boss fight, a floor collapses, a new path opens up, and you're exploring even more of the map. All the things you forgot about, you're going back to like an hour or two later. It is how it's laid out and the way the abilities that you unlock kind of feed into that experience. How you get one thing and then magically 20 spots now open up for you to explore.
Mm.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah,
It's not just get the one thing to open that one door to
right.
keep going further.
That's
Get
what,
the one thing, and it's like there's multiple things you can look into.
yeah, that was always
it's
the
really
thing
neat.
with me in
Yeah.
Metroidvanias. It's like I like the inertia of gaming. Like if a game has a good inertia that keeps pulling you forward and doesn't just hit you with a, you know, impassable challenge. And impassable, I mean, like if you have to stop, redo, go back, do over, or like, you know, pause, think, you know, whatever, something that just stops that momentum from going forward. You lose interest in those kinds of games pretty quickly.
It's the Sonic effect for you.
No, because Sonic, just okay, go forward. You just keep going.
But when a literal wall stops you,
when that's a different kind of hatred. That's just terrible game design. But yeah, it's like you know, I remember as a kid, and maybe it's just my experiences like that I have sort of these like bad core memories of some games where I always thought Metroid was really cool and Super Metroid was really cool, but I was never the one to like play it. I was always watching either someone older than me or my cousin play it. And it would always, and they would have like these notebooks. Oh, I went here, I went there, I got to go here, and then just going back and forth, and just being so fucking bored until we finally figured out what we're supposed to do. And like that to me created kind of a shitty memory of that genre. And I'm only now starting to like appreciate the genre a little bit more as you know, exploring more and more of those games. It's not my thing. But I do think that one of the things that I hear a lot about Hollow Knight is just how it keeps pushing you forward. It doesn't make you sit there and try and figure out what you're supposed to do next. It gives you a key, and that key, like you said, opens many doors, not just one path or one thing.
That is the perfect way of putting it.
Yeah.
Poetry, my friend.
Thank you. That's what I say words good.
You do. Sometimes they're lovely.
Sometimes they're real good, yo. So I've had a game in my library for almost a year, Andy. Almost a year.
Yeah, I see it on the docket. I was shocked to see this game come up.
It came out at a time where things just weren't working out for me with video games and time, and so. But I always said I need to set time aside because I think I'm gonna like this game. I think I'm gonna like this game. I want to get into it. So I finally booted it up earlier today to give it some time just to see if I even like the world and the basics of combat. Because right away you could tell if you're going to like a game. You could play an hour, 2 hours of it and just be like, nope, not for me, put it down. I'm happy to say it's not the case for Dungeons of Hinterberg. This is a really gorgeous sort of cel-shaded comic book style action RPG, little Zelda inspired and whatnot, but you're in Hinterberg, which is like this Nordic style city. And then and it's well known that there are like dungeons and stuff, and like you go and you explore them and dungeon dive and whatnot. I was surprised by the production quality, especially in the beginning, where it's kind of like setting up the world and what this character is doing there, and like kind of trying to find themselves really. I haven't done any of like the crazy dungeons yet. I barely, I'm barely an hour or so in, but what I like, I think the combat is very tight. It's very good. I could see, the thing that really hits it for me is that the combat doesn't detract me from the action. Like, it's not a hindrance. It's a lot of indie games like this can be a slog, arguing with the camera all the time, but this one feels good, and I can't wait to dive more into it. It's highly rated for its puzzles and its dungeons, that they're very Zelda inspired, but in that 3D way. Yeah, I'm super excited to keep diving in. I'll let you know if my opinion changes or if I have more to say about it next week, but I'm happy that I finally gave it a try, because it actually did click for me. I also just want to say, it's different game, but I just want to let everyone know, the final update for Baldur's Gate 3 dropped last week.
Oh my God, yes.
Adding a subclass to every main class.
Yes.
A couple of bug fixes. And also, and I didn't know this because I haven't played the game in a long time. I think the last time I played was last August. I think it was the last time I booted it up and like went for a run. And they added mod support, so you could literally just click the mods and add them, like Skyrim and all that stuff. So very excited about that, because there were a ton of mods that I really always wanted to try but could never figure out how to do them. Here. So I'm very excited for that. So I've also started a new run as one of my D&D characters, Vizik, who is a swarm keeper ranger. And I'm very excited to be going on that. So but I don't want to go too much, but
there's no more Baldur's Gate 3 updates.
That's it. They did it all.
Every week there's always a new hot fix or a new something going down.
There's nothing to worry about. There. The community is going to make everything. There was a mod to update the rules for 2024 D&D. Like it's going to live on forever, I feel.
Which is great for us.
Indeed. All right, let's get back onto the list, because I've been playing a former featured game on the show, which is exciting news. You played some Spilled.
I played some Spilled, so I don't do cozy games at all.
Because you have a black heart.
I have a black cold dead heart. I love the idea of a cozy game. I can look at a cozy game and appreciate the intention what it's trying to accomplish. Okay. And say, that looks really cute. That looks really great. I'm not going to play that, but I understand why it exists.
Okay.
It's not for me, but I won't poo-poo it because it's not for me.
Right.
Because I like the concept of it. Then there's Spilled, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much that there's a full review thing on the website. Kind of spill my guts out about this game, much like the oil you suck up off the ocean surface.
Indeed.
So this game actually you brought to my attention when we first covered it a while back. It's a game made by a lady on a boat.
Correct.
Which her and her mom together renovated. And then she launched a Kickstarter for this game about a boat that cleans up oil spills. Got fully funded. It did a whole graphical overhaul. Looks amazing. Uh, and what I love about it is it adds more depth the more you get into it.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I was fine with Tugboat Andy going around the water, sucking the oil, gathering cans,
Mm-hmm.
rescuing little wildlife. That's it. It's super serene. There's no story. None of that.
Yeah,
It
just
throws you into
clean up the mess.
the ocean.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, this is great. But then you go a little further. Oh, you get paid for sucking up oil?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Give me that coin.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I get to upgrade my boat,
yeah.
make it go faster,
Suck more oil.
carry more oil, make my scooper thingy longer
Yeah,
to
yeah.
drag
Get
more
them
cans
bottles.
at once.
Yep, yep.
Fantastic.
It's
Love
wonderful.
that.
Yep.
Going along. Next biome. Oh, I can find items like a beach ball and bring it back to a resort and get money for that. Cool. Oh, you're going to give me upgrades to my ship like a hose that I can clean water off the rocks and then
Mhm.
suck that up.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, but wait, there's fires
Oh
in the
God.
distance.
Oh Lord
Can I put
Jesus,
those
it's a
fires
fire.
out?
Can.
So I put those fires, put those fires
Yeah,
out.
you can. You can put
And
those
then when
fires
you
out.
do that, a helicopter passes by and gives you money.
Yep.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah. If only
Go to the
if
next
only we
biome.
all got money for cleaning up
Yeah, right.
disasters.
Go to the next biome. You see these ships polluting in front of you,
Sons of
speeding
bitches.
off. Like, fuck that guy. As
And
you're
that
cleaning up, you
and
see
that
oil drums on the bottom of the ocean floor.
those bastards.
What do you get? A little crane.
Yep.
Pick it up, attach it to your boat. Get
And
big payday for that.
then you get an
It just
RPG
adds
to
these
take out the
layers,
boats.
dude. It just adds layers and layers, and it sucks you in. What is like maybe a 2-hour game?
Yeah,
In
it's
all
not.
honesty,
It's not very long at all. Yeah,
I mean, it costs $5.
$5.
Amazing experience. Loved it, and I think it made me more open to playing cozy games than I've ever been before.
Yeah, there's cozy games and there's okay. These things kind of fall into two different buckets for me. There's
Mhm.
cozy games that are chill to play, and then there's cozy
Mhm.
games that are cozy because they're cute. And
Right.
that's kind of those kind of games will get mixed in there every once in a while, but like they don't have a lot of substance. They're pretty shallow. They're just
Mhm.
doing something cute or starring someone cute or,
Right.
whatever. But I like more of this Bob Ross painting approach where you're kind of just in a Zen mode, just doing a
Yeah.
thing, enjoying yourself. It's not meant to really be overthought. It's just meant to like give your
Right.
brain something to do for a little bit, and then you're done.
Yeah, this is the Venn diagram of like really great core gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Cozy, and it's chill, and it's got the cuteness factor.
Yeah,
as well.
the world is it's very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the way it's animated. I love the way everything moves in that
Mhm.
world.
It's very like it's got a high level of production value for again a one-person team, and she crushed it, dude. This is like it's already one of my top games of the year,
Oh, nice.
like automatically. Yeah, man, I really loved it. I was like showing Ken, I was like, look at this, like I got a crane. Look, I just saved an alligator named Peaches. It's like he's like, okay, shut the fuck up. Go, turn around.
I get it.
I get it. You like it.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Did that officially release this year, or was that last year that it officially released? I don't really remember.
I think it was, I'm not sure it was early access, but the release was, I think, in March
Gotcha.
of this year.
That makes sense. Speaking of early access, I played a little Rogue Jungle, which is the latest game from Zoroarts, our most recent Dev Dive guest, which I don't know if the show posted, but it is sitting there in the back end. We're waiting to go. But it is a action roguelike set in a procedurally generated jungle. It's very, it's a roguelike. But I wanted to go in and give my support. And to just give my initial thoughts. It is very much a roguelike. It's very much choose your abilities or, level them up. You choose your path. You go one way or the other. But what is instantly addictive to me is the weapon combining mechanic. We mentioned on the show, it's, that's sparks my dark cloudness in me, but there's more to I like it in the way it's implemented here as well. When you're going through your run, there are 3 paths you can take. You could take the weapon upgrade path, you could take the weapon addition path, and you could take the combo path. And I mean, it's great because you could start adding to your weapon, or if you have a weapon that you really like, you could upgrade it a little bit by going through those rooms. But I was curious to see how these weapons combine. So like, I combined my bow and arrow with the icicle, and I created frozen arrows. Or I got a cannon, and I combined it with electricity, and then it started shooting lightning bolts. Or you could get the cannon and put the icicles with it, and it could, or not. It wasn't a cannon. It was something that did like an AOE. And then it changed the AOE to freezing, so you could, walk around it, freeze all the enemies around as you're picking them off with your main weapon. I'm incredibly excited to see how many weapons and how these can combine, because you could then upgrade those weapons, and make them more powerful. You could combine them again with something else. I did run into some spots where like some things didn't combine, which I'm assuming is just because it's, barely in playtest right now. One thing that I need to tell him was game breaking.
Here we go.
When you get your array of weapons to choose, or your 3 cards that you can choose, you can swap it with a current weapon, or you could put it in an empty slot. And before I knew how the cursor worked and how everything worked, I accidentally swapped my bow and arrow with the other weapon, and the other weapon was a non-damage based weapon. It was just the icicles. And I couldn't change anything else. So all I had was icicles and dash, and you can't kill anything with that. So I went into the next room and just did nothing for like 5 minutes. So yeah, that wasn't cool. But yeah, it's again, it's the playtest. You can get in the playtest, go to Steam.
Feature, Steve, not a bug.
Yeah, it's a feature, imagine. It's a way to like bring on a big baddie, right? And then maybe an enemy drops. Yeah. I don't know. But we had a great conversation. And you should, with Mateo, and you should definitely check out that Dev Dive episode on your favorite podcast service or on YouTube and give us the thumbs up. But I'm excited to see what he keeps doing, because he's moving very quickly in the development of that game, I feel.
Yeah, when you have a publisher, then it kind of speeds the process up a little bit. I'm just glad that it has like a real tangible hook to the gameplay.
Yeah.
Because again, talking about saturation and Metrovanias, roguelikes are right there.
Yeah. It has you don't get to mess with it, but it has like a village building mechanic where like you rescue people.
Oh shit! Okay,
and get their buildings, and you place the buildings, and you gain some kind of upgrade from those buildings. I don't know how that plays out yet, but it's definitely there. So that'll add a little bit more depth to it. Kind of like, I get kind of like Cult of the Lamb vibes from the approach on there. I do hope that this is a little more. I hope for it to have a little more agency in the actual room to room play, because right now it's an auto shooter, which is fine. But if all you're doing is moving and dashing, I feel like that gets very old very quickly. So I'm hoping we get to do something else, like maybe a subset of powers that we can activate when we want. But other than that, go play the playtest. It's fun, and you can give your feedback, and it's good times. And you could wishlist it. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Cool beans.
Do we have news to talk about, Andy? We do.
Yeah, there's some things on there.
Yeah, we got some news.
It's like a mixture of new and old.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. First thing on the news report is the release report. We got 2 games that are released. They're coming. They're here. They're out.
They're here. Yeah,
they're here, man. So this is kind of like a wishlist roundup slash, but you could play it now kind of thing. First one on the
That
list.
was my approach.
Yeah.
My approach was like,
Yeah, it makes
let's
sense.
highlight some fun games that are out now to play.
Yeah, absolutely. The first one on this list is Nautical Survival. Tell us about it, Andy.
Oh, you're a captain armed with a sea vessel.
Oh, I like
and
this.
you fight hordes of oceanic terrors. I'm just reading the
This
Steam
reminds me
description
of
right now.
what was that game that we covered like many PAXs ago? Shoot, where you were the submarine.
Ooh. Oh, but that was like an underwater
Yeah.
Metroidvania, right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Depths of Sanity.
Depths of
Or
Sanity.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Sanity.
Depths of
I wanna say
Sanity. Yeah,
sanity.
yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, this is early access. That's not out yet. So, you can play it, you can
Looks
buy
good.
it, support the demo if you want to try it out.
That looks good.
But it's a roguelike, it's a bullet hell, the top-down shooter. It's got a fun graphic aesthetic. I like the color palette. There's orange and blue going on.
Yeah.
Very fun color choices.
Yes, you picked two games that are just two colors, so that's
yeah. It reminds me of there was an old Nintendo game. I think it was called Cobra's Triangle.
okay.
You're like playing in a little race boat thing,
Okay.
and you're just shooting. It's very arcadey in its execution.
That's like Asteroids, right? Wasn't
I
Asteroids like
get
that?
Yeah, I get similar vibes from this, like how the boat moves around and navigates.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's very like arcadey in its execution. Got great reviews so far. Check it out because it looks like a lot. And again, it's only $7.
Only $7, man.
Not gonna break the bank, guys.
And it's early access, so you could see it. You could see it grow. Maybe contribute to the features of the game in the future. So that's what we hope early access is about. The next one on here is out also on April, or this was a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Slime Keeper. In a world becoming corrupted by the evil Slime King, kill or capture various slimes to grow stronger and save Slimetopia. Venture through procedurally generated levels in this fast-paced roguelike if you're tough enough not to get slimed. And Andy, what is this? Some sort of Game Boy game?
I mean, it has a Game Boy look, which
certainly
it gets
does.
gets the foot in the door for me. And then it's a roguelike, it's a twin stick shooter, it's got permadeath, it's got cute sprites,
It's got a little slime
fun looking
rancher
weapons
to it.
You can customize your character with like a whole bunch of funky like accessories and stuff. It's got a lot of heart. And it's a very me game. I mean, look at it. It's so adorable.
I love the caption. Explore interesting places. Okay. Will do. 40 plus weapons.
It's stuff like that, man. It's got, the charm.
Yeah.
And again, the look. You can't beat that look. That solid green.
I like it. No, it looks good.
Yeah.
It's got a little
really
slime
nice.
rancher to it when you're throwing all the slimes in the pen, using them to upgrade stuff. I like it.
Now this might break the bank. It's $15. So we're sorry for
$15. So if you're rolling in the dough and you want a new game to play, Slime Keep, might give that one a try. I'm gonna play that one a little bit.
I think you should. Yeah,
I think you should. All right, let's slide into the news report here. We got a couple of items. Starting off with Mewgenics. Dun dun dun.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
The game is alive.
Is it happening?
Completely dead.
It's happening. It is in fact
story
happening.
Time.
Okay, story
time. Back when I used to go to PAX not to cover video games, but to just enjoy the expo. And before I even cared about or even knew, I think, what an indie game even was, Super Meat Boy was there.
Yep.
So Team Meat was at PAX that year. I think it was not long after Meat Boy had come out. I think in the same year or the year before it was out. And they're promoting that and their next game, Mewgenics. We had some friends at the show who are like, stay afterward. Like when the show floor closes, it's got a fun vibe. We'll have beers, around our little booth. It's fun seeing it all locked down and empty for the night. So we're walking around with the little beers, exploring the entire show floor with not a single soul in sight. Beautiful, by the way. I want that. That should be media day. It's like, it's only for you. Come in and play what you want for the whole day. Just you, and no one can bother you. So we're walking around, and we pass by the Team Meat booth, and we see a guy, and I was like, I love this game. It's amazing. It could have been Macmillan. Could have been.
Okay.
Don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know who the hell that guy was when I was at that time, who he was. He gives me a Meat Boy shirt, which I have to this day. And he gives me 2 Mewgenics shirts. One that my best friend John has, and the second I've never worn.
Insulting.
Because after that PAX, which I want to say was at least 15 years ago, maybe longer, this game vanished from everything like it never happened. And it's a running joke with my friend John and I. Is this game still happening? And we always mention when things take a long time, it's like we mention Mewgenics. And here it is. Finally, a fresh trailer. And I couldn't be happier.
Definitely going to get us a couple strikes on the sexual content with the dry humping of the people in cat costumes.
You should be thankful I didn't include the Quap fucking game in our wish list roundup this week.
That's good. Yeah, don't do that.
That's sex with friends, just so you all know.
Mewgenics, man, lots of cats. Making more cats. I honestly can't tell you what this game is, but
that's also what the whole marketing appeal when this game was first announced was. What is Mewgenics? That was the whole shtick, trying to nail down what the mind of Binding of Isaac and Meat Boy was doing.
Yeah.
What this game was part of the magic of it.
Tactical.
And they never nailed down the genre. It was just cats making other cats.
Yep.
Funkier looking cats with each generation of cats.
Monsters.
But hopefully we'll play it one day. Now we're getting closer.
I'll be honest, the human part of the trailer is very disturbing.
It's very Macmillan, and for those who complain about Silk Song taking a long time, this is my Silk Song. This is it for me.
Yeah.
I've waited longer. So 6 years.
Yeah. Toughen up, big babies.
What I waited for this game.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This next one is interesting. A new trailer has dropped.
I love the title.
Came across our little our dais today. I think it was today that
this is shout out to Zach Buzz Killington for dropping this in our Discord today. I love that boy because this is a really great conversation starter.
I've never heard of this, so if this game has a bit of a following, I didn't know about it. But I'm gonna go to the Steam page. Light of Motoram, Motiram, Motoram. In a world overrun by colossal machine. I'm just gonna do this description.
Do it.
And you all tell me what this sounds like. In a world overrun by colossal machines, explore the vast open world, build your base of operations, advanced technology, train mech animals, and take on formidable bosses. Starting from the primitive age, forge a new path of development. Defy the machination. Survive with mech animals. Sort of invokes a few a game franchise we know a little bit about. We're gonna play the trailer here while we talk about it.
Before we state the obvious, while the trailer plays,
yes.
I would love for you
to
copy and paste that description into an AI and ask it what game am I describing.
that could be we'll do that after this. Yeah. So at first I didn't really see the comparisons, but like, and they don't really last very long. I wouldn't say, but
Mhm.
this is very. It has a lot. It has Horizon vibes for sure.
Mhm.
But you get to like go into these mechs and like fight and destroy stuff, which I think is really cool. This could be pretty dope. Like, it's got a little Zelda too, a little Breath of the Wild in it.
It does, yeah.
Um,
It's taking from this is a it's a 10-cent developed game also. Okay.
yep, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it is definitely invoking some other franchises for sure. But
Correct.
it has enough to say to intrigue me. Big bosses, big mechs, good one-on-one boss fight mechanics. It's got a little bit of souls in there with the one-on-ones with the bosses.
I'm surprised you didn't say like it's legally distinct. Horizon Zero Dawn.
It seems to be legally distinct, yes. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool.
No,
I've
yeah.
never
You know
heard of
what?
it.
I would
So,
love to get
oh, there's your
these
hand
guys on the
glider.
podcast. Yeah, they hang glider.
Got to get your
I
hand
would
glider
love
in
to
there.
get these devs on the show and just ask them like, why do you guys deal with people saying your game is just a knockoff? Because I'm sure they get that a lot.
I can see on here that there's a lot more to this game than just
Correct.
Horizon
There's
stuff.
more than just. I mean, at a surface level, at a glance, 2-minute trailer. What can you glean from it? This looks really close
It looks
to
derivative,
Horizon.
but
Correct.
I like it. I think I'm in. We'll see.
I'm just gonna go into
We'll see what
ChatGPT
happens.
right now
Okay,
while the trailer's up
you
and
do that.
running. I'm gonna ask it.
Anyway, that kind of set our Discord on fire, which you could join by going to patreon.com/at indieRift or /indieRift, just like everyone in our Discord, but especially our Patreon producer, Colton, the journeyman Nestler. Thank you so much for all your support. You could go in there and hang out with us. You could drop news stories, drop trailers, be like, hey, check this game out. You guys ever hear this? And we could be like, did we hear of it? We have an interview with the developers coming up next week and whatever. You let me know when you're ready to read what ChatGPT comes up with for.
It said that sounds like you're describing a game in the same vein as Pal World or Horizon Zero Dawn,
Okay, there you
but
go.
with the twist of base building, tech progression, and mechanimals, which sounds like robotic creatures you can train, maybe like a mix between Pokemon and machines.
Okay, all right.
So it definitely knows
It
like
knows something.
the points. And again, it's apparent when you watch the footage where it's pulling from. And
Mm-hmm.
again, this could be a whole different thing altogether once we play it.
Indeed.
I'm not gonna write it off completely. I would like to see where this thing goes and give it a shot. But again,
Yeah.
devs out there, if you're listening, I'm gonna reach out to you soon.
Yeah. Well,
via Reddit,
let's talk. You
Blue
know,
Sky,
send somebody.
Twitter,
It could be a
Discord.
PR person. I
I'd
don't
do
know
that.
if you might be like
Yeah.
on the other side of the world and not, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we could talk. The next story here, I think needs a little preamble. Because we did speak about these impending tariffs on China and how that was going to affect the Switch. But Nintendo seems to be holding the price of the Switch for now and is going to continue to. They're going to do their pre-orders here soon, and it will release in June.
I think it's Friday.
Yeah, I think it's this Friday,
week, yeah?
25th.
This Thursday. This Thursday.
24th.
Yes.
It's 24th. Yeah, Thursday. So they're still holding steady. I don't know what that means. Maybe they just figured out a way to like have this come from somewhere else. I don't know.
Well, their remedy was to increase some of the accessory pricing incrementally.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
the Switch 2 Joy-Con Pro, I believe, is now $5 more than it was
Gotcha. Well, whatever.
at the announcement. Again, it's like little things.
and they're
So
still
again,
they're gonna charge. They're
yeah.
charging $90 for digital software. So,
That's
they'll
not
make
gonna
their
change.
money.
That's
But
always been the bet. So
one of those software is going to be a timed exclusive, and it's a pretty big one. A timed console exclusive. Hades 2 is confirmed to be a Switch 1 and 2 as a timed exclusive. So, we'll just read a little bit here from Eurogamer. Give them all a quick. Matt Wales, from Eurogamer. Following Hades 2's appearance in last week's Switch 2 Direct Showcase, developer Supergiant Games has confirmed the roguelike sequel will launch for the platform, as well as the original Switch, as a timed console exclusive. Supergiant announced a second Hades was in the works at the tail end of 2022, and it eventually entered PC early access in May last year. It's all changed this time around too, with the original game's dashing protagonist Zagreus stepping aside to his sister Melanoe. I don't know what you do with the two dots over the E.
There's like a weird accent mark on the E at the end.
Princess of the Underworld. So there you go. Console exclusive. That's interesting.
Yeah, I believe Hades was also the first one was also a Switch exclusive when it first launched. So it seems very lockstep with
I have no recollection.
Supergiant's,
also an idiot.
Release. They kind of focus on one platform at a time. And also this is kind of a game that's born and bred for the Switch. I mean, it was in my pocket everywhere when this game came out. And I'm glad it's both on Switch and Switch 2. So
I was like that with Moonlighter. Big Moonlighter.
Oh yeah.
Moonlighter on my Switch was with me everywhere.
I was hooked on this game. It had such a satisfying gameplay loop. The synergies, Steve. The synergies.
Synergies, baby.
To more of those.
Speaking of synergies.
Oh, yeah, it's a big get.
It is. Speaking of synergies, nothing goes together like Hollow Knight, Silksong, and delays.
This is weird.
We don't know what's happening here, but the Hollow Knight Silksong trailer just disappeared from the Steam page. I don't know what that means, but I'm also going to check it to make sure it's still gone.
Yeah, double check, because this is about 2 days old, this news.
But it did disappear. Oh, there is a trailer on here. But is it the new one? I don't know. Was there always a trailer on here?
Oh. There is context, Steve.
There is.
Via Twitter.
Yes.
Community notes.
Okay.
So false alarm.
Okay. It's a false alarm. Oh, we're live reporting. Okay. We're going to go to the Twitter here. Okay. Let's open this up. Context through people. Okay. According to Team Cherry's marketing director, Matthew Griffin, this was an error by Steam. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Nothing to report here, folks.
As like a hardcore like Hollow Knight stan, and then you see the trailer vanish, and you're wondering,
is your life over?
What?
Did they start the Large Hadron Collider again?
Did this thing just get confirmed for this year? Not happening.
Yeah. They started that damn Hadron Collider again and fucking started another freaking alternate timeline. Those jerks. It's Berenstein, I tell you. Berenstein. All right. Well, I didn't play any demos. Did you? Well, technically, I guess I did. Kind of.
Yeah, you did. I would qualify.
Yeah.
What was it? What's it called again? It's like a
Rogue Jungle
test.
No, it's a play test.
Yeah, but what's like there's like a classification for what the game.
A play test. Like. Open your ears. What do you got? Corn cobs in your ears? Yeah. I guess that's technically a demo. I guess.
Yeah, it's a demo.
All right. Let's. There's a bunch of games that you should all have on your wish list, and at least two of them are going on mine, and I'll let you guess when we're done here. But the first one on our list of the wish list roundup, these are games that we found either through our browsing of Steam or came to our inbox via publishers or PR people or whatever, but they caught our eyeball, and we were like, I'm going to wishlist this. So if we wishlist it, we want you to have a chance to wishlist it as well. And the first one here is Apocalypse Express. The hell's going on in this game?
This is so cool, dude.
Is it?
So just so you all know, this is going to be a
Just
future
looking at a
guest of
logo
the
here.
show.
Steam is frozen. So
It is a roguelike. You know, again, this is like becoming my favorite genre as of late. And you're on a train going down a track, and there's hooligans trying to destroy your train. And as you conquer waves of, hooligans and enemies, you can upgrade your train. And it's so neat.
there it goes.
I mean, look at this thing.
All right. Sorry, it was
It
having
has like a
issues
tower
with Steam.
defense-y,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't loading the trailer, but now we're good. Oh, this is like a very
It's like,
interesting twist on the tower defense.
yeah, it has a tower defense quality to it, and you're managing like your turrets, and you're repairing and you're upgrading to keep enemies at bay. And we throw in the roguelike aspect of it. I think it's really, really neat. Uh, there is a demo for those who want to try it out, and it's coming soon to early access. So please wishlist, give it a shot, and show Lamaware Studios.
Oh, I know Lamaware. Have they made? I think I know that name.
They're based in Serbia.
This is Mad
I
Max,
think it's one
right?
dude.
This is
Yeah.
basically a Mad Max game. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mad Max on a train. Yes.
Lamaware Studios. Oh, I guess it's the only one that they have. I don't know. No, that does look really cool. That looks like something that I would definitely play. But that wasn't
I was
one
gonna
of
say,
that
this
wasn't
is your
one
one of two.
that wasn't one of them.
Oh, it's not.
It wasn't.
Oh,
It wasn't. But the next game on our list
Yeah.
is an Andy S. Andy game.
It is, but there's Steven qualities to it.
Karimara
I think
Beneath
you would
the
like.
Forlorn Limbs. Say that a couple of times fast. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, off the bat, just a note to the dev, Bastinus Rex, that is your real name. The lowercase f and L in your title are driving my mind insane.
Absolutely bonkers. Got it.
Please correct that. Please, I beg of you.
This is kind of creepy. What the hell are we doing here?
Yeah. Let's read it up here. You are the Karimara, and your mission is to conjure a ghost by answering their questions using your cards. A short and creepy fairy tale full of surprises and mysteries. I mean, off the bat, amazing art style and aesthetic. It's got a dreariness to it. Simple, like monotone color scheme. And it's an FPS, but it's a card game. Really neat format.
Yeah, that's got a little phasmophobia vibes, like trying to summon a ghost by figuring out what it wants or what it is, and
yeah,
it's kind of cool.
It looks really neat, and it's horror. And it's narrative focused. I'm into all that, and yeah, I guess the look kind of is what drew me into it. And then when I saw what it was all about, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the one. I'm into this.
Indeed. Next one up on the list to throw on for your consideration, for your wish list consideration, is Bitrix Venture. Bitrix Venture is an action roguelike with procedurally generated maps. Take control of Bitrick and face off against terrifying monsters armed with your pistol. Select your gun, find items and upgrades to make your character even stronger. This is coming from Kapaco Devs. We'll show this to the folks at home. This one looks pretty cool. I like, the black and white, it could, whatever's. I like the vibes of it all. I have it's kind of hard to see what's going on with the minimalist animations. I will say that. It's like, it leaves a little bit to the imagination. But coming soon. Can't have too many roguelikes, or can you? I don't know. We'll see.
You really can't.
Indeed.
I mean, especially when they only cost like $5. What's the harm? If you love the genre, I say pick this up. It looks great.
Indeed. So what the hell happened here? Two devs had the exact same idea.
So yes.
The next game on the list is Fog Piercer, and boy,
It's
does this look
plagiarism,
familiar.
Steve. Call Zach. It's plagiarism.
We have another train-like strategy game. This one actually reminds me of oh shoot, what was that game I was playing last year? I'm so bad with names, but you're on the track and the enemies could go around you left or right or whatever. Grid based, but it's another one of those games. Upgrade. This one actually does look pretty good.
Yeah, this I think. So here's what I want to do.
This is less actiony. It's more
There's
strategy.
demos out for both this game and Apocalypse Express.
Mhm.
Let's each play one and compare notes next week.
Okay. Do that.
Which one do you pick? Is this more your vibe?
Yeah, I'll do that
Fog
one.
Piercer?
I'll do that one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, clearly same core concept, but this has turn-based strategy elements to it. Again, it's got cards, it's a roguelike, it's got trains. It's in 3D, not 2D, but still.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's do a little contrast and compare and see how these two measure up against one another.
Indeed. I like that. Well, and we'll let you know which one should go on your wish list. Could still be both, but maybe not. Are you familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons monster, the Mimic?
Is that it's a chest, right?
Yes, the treasure chest that attacks you. Now,
of course.
In D&D lore, a mimic can be anything because it could take over anything. It could be a chair, it could be a bed, it could be, whatever. And it could also be a backpack, Andy. Which leads us into Rootbound, a physics-based action adventure about a plantling's quest to save its home from mysterious blight. Equipped with your sentient backpack, you venture into a broken world, meet lost souls, solve ancient puzzles, fight dangerous monsters, and uncover the secrets of the long-forgotten civilization. This one was on my list. Now, I'm not big into physics-based stuff. I'm not. Like, it's sometimes physics, but I think that's because there are some games where the physics stuff just isn't good. This looks simple enough and more Neanderthal-like for my brain that I think I'll be able to have a good time with it. And it looks like it's simple enough, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But I hope, and maybe it'll get more complicated as you play. But I think it's a beautiful looking game, and yeah, I'm throwing it on there.
Yeah, this comes from the makers of Gothic, Risen, and Elex. I think they started a whole new studio.
Okay,
these folks, yeah. It's out next year.
Yep,
so it's got some time to cook. But I was drawn to just the look of it. It's gorgeous. And you're playing as a little tiny plantling in this like little green world, just walking around with your stick, fucking shit up. And it's adorable as all hell.
Yeah, it looks good.
I need it to be here now.
Yeah.
And it's got Souls-like also in the description.
It's got a little bit.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, but we'll see what that means. That might mean just like maybe you get to a boss or something. I don't know. We'll see. But getting right down to the root of things. We have Rootbound, but now we have Rootmare. Step into a world where the pursuit of beauty leads to unimaginable horror. As Nate face off against mutated monstrosities and navigate a labyrinth of danger with limited resources. Expose the truth behind cosmic's experiments while not succumbing to the nightmare within.
Yeah, this looks all kinds of neat, dude. It has a very unique art style to it. It's got the classic, like, over-the-shoulder survival horror.
It reminds you of the Telltale games a little bit.
Right.
Oh, that's
It's got
cool.
Last of Us. It's like Last of Us in high school kind of a thing going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. That's interesting with pink gooey blood.
It's like The Faculty, but it's a video game.
Yes, this is.
But yeah,
I added this to my list also. So the two
yeah,
the
this
two
looks
roots. It just looks like
the,
it's a
the
it's a
two roots.
good. It looks like it's a good classic survival horror time. You know.
Ooh, I'm surprised. A survival horror on the list. Gotcha.
There are some that I like. You know, there's I could do. I don't dislike horror video games. It's really the movies I don't like.
No, I never got that from you. No,
I don't, you know, I just like a video game, like, it, you know, get to play it. You get to be a little scared. You can walk away when you feel like it. Feel like,
Yeah.
you know, in a movie, you're just like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm here. That's it. Not allowed to go anywhere. Not allowed to do it. We have Indie Steal of the Week, Andy.
Oh yes.
Do you have $7?
I
Folks?
feel like most games we covered this week are like 10 and under.
We had a $15 one, but yeah. Our Indie Steal of the Week is just $7 dues. It came out just last month, not that long ago. It has mostly positive reviews. Merchant 64, a tiny retro-inspired traveling merchant game. Take control of Merchant as you buy goods at low prices and sell them in different towns at higher prices.
This is you. Come on.
Set in the
It's gonna scratch the Moonlighter itch a little bit.
N64 vibes. Well, I mean, I don't want to like. Okay, the trailer's not playing again. Steam's being annoying, or not Steam. There we go. The Chrome Steam page being annoying. Totally got that N64 PS1 graphics going on here. I don't know, Andy. I don't know about if this is going to get me, because if you're only buying stuff from other people and then flipping it, that's not. No, I don't. I want to go and find the items. You know, I want
to beat shit up for the thing you want to sell.
Yeah. I want to be a little more.
Listen, I said it might scratch the itch, not take
We'll
over the whole situation.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a teeny tiny adventure.
Tide you over until
it could. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on that. It does look cute though. Does look good. What else can we talk about? Because you know what? I think I want to talk about real quick. Are you gone? No, you're there. Okay. That was my bad. I accidentally covered you up. We're
gonna end the show.
Shut up.
Click. The second the last bit of news is over, just end the call.
We got some board game news to talk about. Indie game news. Okay.
Right now, go ahead.
Okay. One of the things that we want to talk about is Final Frontier games. Final Frontier games had a massive crowdfunding campaign for a game. I believe they had Merchant's Cove was one of the games that came out, and Coloma, Final Frontier games. I'm just gonna read this. This comes from Board Game Wire, and we touch on some some board games every now and again, because I do Dev Dive Side Table, an interview with indie tabletop gaming developers, which you could check out right now on your favorite podcast service choice. We just put up a new episode with Gehenna Games, who's developing their own TTRPG. But not only that, but they are one of the country's largest GM/DM sort of distributor, I guess, is what the word would be. But they run private events. They do all kinds of they run all kinds of games for all kinds of different events, and they're growing very, very rapidly. But you can check out that conversation right now. This comes from Mike Didymus of Board Game Wire. Merchant's Cove and Coloma publisher Final Frontier Games is shutting down, with 3 crowdfunding projects worth nearly $1.4 million still unfulfilled, and claims that Simon or Come On, failing to pay for an agreed Chinese localization of one title was the quote final nail in its coffin. The Macedonia-based company, which has been publishing games since 2016, revealed that it had been in dire financial straits for 5 years after taking on huge unexpected costs around delivering its first Merchant's Cove campaign at the height of the pandemic, with spiking shipping leading to unplanned bill of more than $350,000. That expense erased all of the profits from the $600,000 Kickstarter campaign, leading Final Frontier to decide to siphon funds from its other projects to get the game to backers and keep its business running. Final Frontier has since raised more than $2.1 million across 6 crowdfunding campaigns, with the most successful Merchant's Cove Mastercraft collecting over $700,000 from more than 8,100 backers. The project and 2 others, a Kickstarter for The Sixth Realm and a GameFound campaign for an expansion and reprint of Coloma, remain undelivered despite funding with $1.39 million. Merchant's Cove was already running more than 18 months behind its initial expected delivery date. Final Frontier said in a series of updates to those project backers today, quote, "We can't ask extra money from you in order for this project to be delivered because we are not sure your money will be safe, especially in the event we are forced to file for bankruptcy. We have accounts to settle with our warehouses. We have a huge loan that the bank will try to collect. We are in no position to take money from you, even if we wanted to. We will work on finding partners that might be interested in some of our IPs or to buy out the whole company, and that way work on solutions for you receiving the games from our outstanding projects, but this will take time." Final Frontier claims in the update that the final nail for the business was due to crowdfunded board game major Simon, CMON, Come On, which it says has not paid for a fairly large order for a Chinese localization of Merchant's Cove. It said that like almost all of its localization contracts, Come On had initially agreed to pay 50% before production and the remainder after the process is complete, but claims Come On later requested a change of terms to 100% payment when the completed games were ready to be picked up. We agree. It said, quote, "We agreed. This is Come On. We were so proud that we would be able to work with one of the giants in the industry. We were building trust, and we saw them as a huge long-term partner that will help our growth. Our hands have been tied because technically there is no timetable when they can pick up the games. They can pick up the games in 2 years from now, and there's nothing we could do about it. On the contrary, we will probably be hit with storage fees for the game." Essentially, this is a big mess for one of the largest crowdfunding success stories in the board game industry, which really sucks.
I didn't expect like the Uno reverse card during the Kickstarter of the week. Like hit me with like, bam.
Yeah.
Bankrupt, owing all this money, just games canceled, millions of dollars down the toilet.
I want to get them on the show of Side Table because I've had conversations pre-tariff wars with a few developers that spoke about how the first tariffs affected them and also COVID. And I'm a little bit knowledgeable into what happened to those games and like what the difficulties were. But this is like another kind of pillar to stand on when it comes to how these games are produced, where they come from, you know, where your money goes when you do a Kickstarter. It's not always producing the game. Sometimes, like in this case, it was about localizing the game and having to put that money up front, but not being able to sell those games because A, you don't know when this company is going to actually pick up the games to localize, and B, you don't know if you're going to be able to get those games at the price that you thought you were going to get them because of the current situation with the tariffs in China. So there's a bunch of craziness going on. There was actually another story that I didn't put on the doc that was another company just went flat out of business. A huge company too. I forget the name of it, but just totally shuttered, is no longer going to be doing business because they can't. Their bill went from like $120,000 to like $450,000 to like import a game that they made, and it was like whoopsie daisy. So there are tons of consequences happening, not just in the video game aspect of things, not on just computer chips and everything like that, but the board game industry itself is getting hammered, absolutely hammered. And also mom and pop shops that sell these games. Oh, it wasn't that they went out of business. It was hold on. I remember now. It was something to do with Gloomhaven. Which you've heard of Gloomhaven, right? It was the second edition. I don't. It's on hold. That's what it was. Okay. Gloomhaven second edition on hold due to Trump tariffs causing a ripple effect on the board game industry, says publisher. Our products are no longer retail viable. You could read that on PC Gamer. PC Gamer actually has the whole story about it, but essentially they're saying we're not giving you the game. We don't know when we're giving you the game, but it's completely unviable for us to bring this game. Let me see if I can find the because they did give a math on some of this.
Like a breakdown of what the exact impacts are.
My costs go to 3 to 4 times what it would cost before I even have the product in hand, was one of the quotes.
My God.
I'm trying to find there was a math like explanation, but maybe it wasn't in this one. But quote, our products are no longer retail viable, said Johnson. All the brick and mortar mom and pop shops, which we work with, over 600 mom and pop independently owned toy stores, comic book stores, game stores, they're not getting our product. Their shelves will be empty. They're all facing foreclosures and bankruptcies. Not good. Not good for the industry. And I'm hoping to get more of these developers on Side Table to talk more about this issue, because
that's a really good talking point.
Not cool, man. Like really not a good thing. There are other places that you can have your games made, but games that have been in development and have these deals already with China or any of the other heavy, right now it's really China that's at like 145% tariffs. They're too far in, and right now they're just sitting in warehouses because they can't afford to be brought to the States. So and those are small companies that can't upfront the bill to then charge you more in the store. Like there are the Walmarts of the world and the Amazons that can eat that cost, or not eat it, but pay it upfront, get it on the shelves, and then sell it to you for a premium. That
correct.
There's still
that's what they make up the cost.
Yeah. These guys can't do that. These guys collected the money from a Kickstarter campaign. They factored their costs in that.
Their homes to pay for the shipping.
It's a terrible thing. And you know, video games can survive because of digital. Hopefully these games can earn some revenue, maybe by doing tabletop simulator or some sort of digital version of the game. But again, that also costs money to make, right? It's not cheap. It's not easy.
Let's make the game again, and we're gonna hold on to like all these physical board games with no imminent release date.
You've seen the box of Gloomhaven, right?
Yeah.
I think they said it was like 40 pounds, like 30 or 40 pounds. Like that is
what's the shipping on that alone?
That's what I'm saying. Like they have over 100,000 units. I think the article said of just sitting there in a warehouse at this point that they can't bring in. So this is bad. It's not good.
No, man.
If you want to see a change, then, make your voice heard, I guess. But until that happens, we may have to do without a lot of new stuff.
Get these guys on the show. I want to hear it right from the horse's mouth.
I'm going to try for sure. I'm going to try.
It's such a great topic. Yeah,
indeed. But
it'll be a lot
easier to get them on the show, folks, if you go and you support Side Table now. So go to YouTube, youtube.com/@indieRift. Go to our Dev Dive Side Table playlist. Listen to the shows, like them, share them, go all over the place, because if the numbers go up, it's a lot easier for me to sell that to these bigger indie developers that kind of have like a little bit of a machine that they can, want to come down and talk to me about it. So I would love that. If you guys can do that, that'd be great. That's going to bring us to the end, man. We did it.
It was a good show.
Here. Yeah, we did a good show. I'm happy about this show. This was good.
Goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a part of the show, you go to patreon.com/indieRift. Join our Discord. Get some bonus content. all that fun stuff. Andy, is there anything you want to tell the kids before we go?
Look forward to more like fun website updates. I'm playing games every day. I'm getting the writers bug back in my fingies again. So that's gonna happen.
Ooh.
And then I'm so excited about PAX, dude. I'm so excited about PAX.
PAX is looking good.
We got a good solid line. I want a shout out to Press Engine, who did the most amazing thing. I'm not sure if it's the first year of them doing this. So they have an invite for their demos, right? There's a calendar on their platform. You can block off time on your calendar. I'm putting all of our schedule right into this thing.
Nice.
When that's done, I can export as a PDF or an Excel sheet.
Love that.
And then we're done. It's a beautiful fucking thing. It's amazing.
It's beautiful. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here at the indieRift podcast. Go to indieRift.com for all your indieRift needs. I'm Steve. That's Andy. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, listeners. And as always, please be excellent to each other.